We're going to pause this for just a second here, fellas. Okay, just updating stream title, making sure score is... Oh, let me get into casting mode. Filters in live games does not work yet. I mean, it did work though, right? I was able to look at just 1v1s, which is what I needed. So we need to swap that score real quick, and then we will begin. Okay, I don't think there's much else to delay. Let's go into game number 2 of Valdemar versus Zerton. So we have Zerton playing the Chinese, and over here we have Valdemar playing as the Holy Roman Empire. Now, I actually think this is a... If I was Valdemar, I would actually be pretty happy with this matchup on this map. The only thing he has to concern himself with is a barbecue rush. If there's no barbecue rush, you're going to feel good about this map. And the reason why is because if you look at this map here, you'll notice that there's fish everywhere. Like just everywhere. There's a bunch of food on this side of the map that you want to get with any civ you play. When you play this map, a lot of times you'll see French or Rus. Obviously, Rus and Malians are probably banned, but those kind of civs. And when there's a night civ, HRE really struggles to take these food sources. But against China, he should have no problem securing himself like these shoreline fish. And we see Zerton here with just a casual 16 sheep, nothing to brag about. And we have, you know, Valdemar, he only has half that, 8 sheep right here. Ideally, Valdemar's going to want to get as many sheep as he can, though, either way, because it's just good to have that safe sheep, and he is gathering more as it is. There's quite a bit of sheep on this map. I don't know how many are on it specifically, but there's quite a bit. So we have 13 sheep. It's kind of like prairie, where there's a lot of sheep. So 17 for Zerton, 13 for Valdemar. He's getting enough sheep to where it's definitely, he could get up to 15 if he can find these sheep. And I think that's about it. Oh, 16. So at the most, he'll be able to grab 16 sheep. Additional sheep, which is nice. So yeah, that's kind of the nice thing about this map. This is what makes this map unique, is the fact that there's all these fish shoreline fish spread across the map. And then there is trade posts over here. So, I don't expect to see trade this game. But if there was, it would just go this way, right? Or maybe if your opponent, if you're feeling spicy, you trade from here all the way to here. Obviously, if they're doing that, that means the game's over, because there's no way anyone's going to trade from this side of the map to over here without the game pretty much being over or trolling. And we do see the Akin Chapel coming down with 10 villagers. So Valdemar wants to age up quick. He wants to get up as soon as he can. And here's the question. Is he going to do this because he wants to go 2 TC? He is not gathering gold. So it's looking like he wants to go 2 town centers. I'm not sure that's the best way to play this matchup, but I also don't know if it's a bad thing. I know for me, how I play this, I would go fast castle, grab the relics, and probably go Imperial. Or I would go grab the relics and do a castle age timing. One of the two. So we'll kind of see what Zerton does. I'm anticipating a 2 town center by him, and we do see that 310 age up going immediately for the wood, so Valdemar is going to most likely go for that second TC, unless he's going to do some sort of spicy fuel age aggression. Now what he's probably going to do is maybe he's going to gather the wood first, and then he's going to move to the stone. That's my guess as to what he's doing. I have seen HRE players do this in the past, so this isn't exactly unusual if that's what he ends up doing. So get that 400 wood, pull all 10 workers, gather the stone. I guess 450 wood. But no, we are seeing a stable coming out. So we are going to see some feudal age aggression from Valdemar. Now that's very unusual. You don't typically see HRE players making an early stable in feudal age unless the China players looking like they're going to be aggressive. So, very interested to see what his game plan is. He actually pulled some villagers off of wood and put them on food. And an archery range. So he is not going for 2 town centers. He's going to do some feudal aggression here. Maybe he's hoping to throw Zerton off. But here's the thing, right? Zerton, he can just make a barbecue. And then he's pretty safe. And he's got this under his town center, so his sheep is very safe. Oh, we're going to see a barbecue right now. Is he going to... Okay, he's just going to do it right here. I thought, man, is he actually going to try to do this? If that's what he's going to try, then that's going to backfire. But he's just going to play it safe right here. You know, this really secures this side of the map for him. But it does not secure his gold. So what Valdemar can do is he could deny the gold of Zirton. And he can even kill this village, potentially, if Zirton... Oh, but Zirton's also going for his stables. So... And here's the thing. He's scouting this, right? Zirton scouted the archer. He's going to see the horseman. So he now knows that Valdemar's going to do some feudal age aggression. All he needs to do, move this, or make a second scholar, or move the scholar and supervise this stable, and just pump out only horsemen. Don't even worry about any other units, and he'll easily clean this up. Do have a little wall here just so that he can stop a run by. Even though I don't think a run by would do much. I mean, everything's secured at the moment for him. Very interesting way to play this matchup. You definitely, not what I would have predicted if someone had asked me. So this village is going to be burned. He's not supervising horsemen, so you know this could actually go down because we see more and more horsemen coming out, archers as well. And you know, from Zerton, we're just seeing a little bit of walls, a stable. He hasn't thrown down a second stable or anything, even though despite having the wood, so not really sure what he's planning. But if he doesn't do something soon, he will lose this village, which is annoying. This is 125 wood, I believe. Yeah, 125 wood and 40 population space. Like, if he loses it, he's going to have to build, like, 3 houses. Or build another village over here. Not really sure what Zerton's doing. He's gathering a bunch of wood, but he's not building anything yet. More archers, more horsemen. We do see a gold transition now. Sorry, I forgot predictions. We'll do it next game if anyone reminds me. Okay, village goes down. Zerton is pop-capped, although it was only for a second, so it didn't really do much. And we have 7 horsemen for Valdemar, 6 for Zerton. But the thing is, with these archers, these horsemen will not do very much. So I'm not really sure what Zerton's doing. He's still gathering wood, but not doing anything with it. And I think Valdemar is probably going to be looking for a castle age here. Because he's already gathering the gold for it. I think he's going to want to go castle soon. More horsemen on the way. And again, now Valdemar or Zerton can't win this fight. There's 9 to 9 horsemen with the 10 archers. Yes, they get countered by horsemen, but they but with the horsemen buffering and shielding, these archers are very helpful here. Is he? Oh, he is supervising that finally. Ooh, keeping the scout alive is very big, by the way. That's very nice for Zerton. Doesn't want to lose a scout if possible. And we see Valdemar, you know, interesting that he decided to take the deer instead of the shoreline fish, because for shoreline fish, it's the fastest gathering rate on that a villager can take. So a little surprised at that. Do you see him pulling back a little bit, put more villagers on gold, 7 on gold, and he has 14 on food, so he's definitely looking for a castle age here. And the horseman is, you know, the horseman lead is in favor of Zerton for the moment, but again, with those 10 archers, I do think Valdemar would win in a straight-up engagement, especially with a prelate healing. Now, what is Zerton going to do here now? He is going to go for that second TC, it looks like. A very odd opening for, you know, the H3 player, right? You don't see this type of aggression. It did get a village, which was annoying. It's 125 wood. It does delay that second TC, but in the grand scheme of things, what did this really accomplish? It delayed the second TC, but he also delayed his own castle age by quite a bit. So it kind of evens itself out. It's almost like a normal game now, except with some units. And we do see a spearman out here. That's going to turn the fight even more. So, you know, Zerton can't take this. He's got to get out of Dodge. Got to get out of here before it's too late. Second TC coming down. And if you actually look at it, Zerton is closer to Castle Age than Valdemar is. And that's with making his second TC. Now, this is only in the food department, not the gold, but still something worth noting. Outpost coming out now. Yeah, I'm not sure. I really like... I actually think Zerton's position is better. I really do. You know, the 2TC song is nice. He's going to be on Shoreline Fish. And, you know, he's not that far behind for Castle Age. I mean, just look at that food. I mean, and he's got to save 2 golds now. Here's Horseman, but... Oh, no reaction, no reaction. Okay, is going to lose a villager. That shouldn't have lost a villager, but did lose a villager, but that happens to the best of us. Outpost coming out as well. And we do see some Zoogs coming out now to kind of assist with the Horsemen. More units coming out for Valdemar as well. But Valdemar needs to be getting onto that Castle Age, especially now that he knows that there's 2 TC. He can't stay in Feudal Age. He can't be aggressive. He's not going to be able to break... he's not going to break Zerton here, or at least he shouldn't. I mean, that is a big army, though. You know, that is 38 units to 18. Most of those being a horseman. You know, so maybe he can get something done here, and I think that might be his plan. He wants to try to get something done. And if he does, that would be great, but I don't think he can take down the town center, though. Because the arrow fire plus, you know, the supporting units and TC repair, I just don't see a way in which Valdemar can take out that town center at the moment. But he is still making units. He's not looking for that Castle Age yet. He's still pumping out units here. But if we look on Zerton's side, he's almost at Castle Age. If he gets Castle Age and no significant damage is done to him, I think he's just going to absolutely dominate this game. But here we go. And look at this villager lead. We have a 16 villager lead for Zerton already. Looks like this town center might go down. I mean, that is double the military almost. But then that repair. That's the thing. That's with that repair. You know, town center fire, units firing. I think Zerton's going to be fine. I do. I think he's going to hold this. We already see that military gap dropping. And he's taking town center fire, outpost fire, and second TC fire. Like, that's not an ideal situation. He doesn't even get the scout. Not even a villager kill. That was actually a disaster for Valdemar. An absolute disaster. He's now lost his military lead. I mean, he still has a military lead, but lost a lot of it. Didn't get any damage done. I think he killed a few villagers repairing. And he's behind by 20 workers. Although he is about to go Castle Age. So that is nice. It is going to delay the Castle Age from Zerton for just a little bit. But is that going to matter? We'll find out. Definitely not Valdemar's best move there. Now, if he had pushed with a couple rams, I think he could have gotten the TC. But with just units, it's always tough to kill a second TC unless you have a significant military advantage. And what do we see for the Castle Age? The Regnitz Cathedral, that's what I would expect. Now, he should be able to secure at least 3 relics, I would think. Then again, we see Zerton catching up to that military count. Moving out already. Oh. Sorry, I was hiccuping there. And, you know, once Valdemar hits that Castle Age, I imagine Zerton's going to go there himself. But then again, he has a lot of Zoogs. He has 33 Zoogs. That's very, very scary. Absolutely destroys this army. Now, the outpost will be very, very helpful. And that Castle Age finishing is going to be nice. Though right now, Valdemar's food eco is pretty bad. He's only at 400 food per minute. That's not where you want to be at this point when you're going Castle Age. Look how fast that outpost is dropping. Zoogs are just like, get out of here. We don't need you anymore. Castle Age is complete. No scholars on the field to grab relics, though. We do have veteran men-at-arms on the way. And, you know, look at Zirton's military. He just has so much. I actually think Zirton can push this. I'm not sure if Valdemar's going to be able to hold this. I mean, just look at these Zoogs. 36 Zoogs? 8 horsemen isn't enough for 36 Zoogs, let me tell you. And Zirton knows this. He's just pumping them units. He's got a really good food eco. He's walling. He's also got a horseman out here to deny the sacred sites. Or, sorry, not sacred sites, relics. And Zirton might just pull back and age real quick. I honestly wouldn't have hated if he kept pushing, though. I mean, Valdemar doesn't have much. Now, of course, this is caster perspective, so we know this, but Zirton could run over Valdemar's army. He doesn't have the eco to mass produce a bunch of men-at-arms. He's almost behind by double, or, you know, Zirton's ahead by almost double the food eco. But again, this is the benefit of us knowing he doesn't know that. First relic is being taken here. More men-at-arms incoming. And Zirton's just going to play this safe, go Castle Age here. And I mean, look at this. He's got an almost 40 worker lead at 15 minutes into the game. Valdemar is so behind right now, it's not even funny. And this is why I didn't really like how he approached this game. Like, the first few units were okay, but the fact he kept continually making units and not going Castle Age was such a mistake, because even if he grabs 3 relics, it doesn't offset this 40 worker lead that is now built up. And we do see, you know, he's trying to secure this relic. He's going to try to get another relic, but here's the thing. Zirton's already walled half the map. So doesn't really have much to worry about. The only relics that Valdemar's getting is 3, and that's it. And the only saving grace for him would be if he was going Imperial Age right now. Like, maybe that could be a saving grace. I don't know if that would be enough, but that's his best chance to come back at this point, because that villager lead, that's 40. It's a 41 worker lead now for Zirton. That's not a very good situation to be in. And we see a farm transition already coming in, which is good. He's slowly mixing this in. I do think this is the best way to play pretty much any civ in the game, is rather than wait until all your food sources run out, you should always start a farm transition once you start floating wood early. That way you have it already, you know, partially completed, rather than panicking and getting it done when you run out of food sources. And we do see veteran Zoogs incoming, +2 attack incoming, and we just see the army moving across. And, you know, Zerton's floating a bit of food. What's he doing? Is he making anything else? He is starting to add in palace guards. And, oh, he did grab that 4th relic, but I can't imagine him keeping that. Maybe? Look how fast that men-at-arm just died. Little attempt to attack there. Now, maybe this isn't the best engagement for Zirton, and I think he realizes that. He's going to pull back behind his wall. And that was killed. Nice move by the China player here. You saw him. He separated 7 to snipe that. Very annoying as a tree when that happens. In a direct engagement right now, I do think Valdemar will win the fight. No Nesta Bees yet, though. And, you know, that villager lead, it's still going. You know, we see a siege workshop incoming. You know, the longer Valdemar stays in Castle Age, the better for Zirton, right? You know, Zirton's very happy to see this. He should know he has a significant villager lead. And, you know, he's trying to raid with these, but they are taken care of. Out of food there. Some farms over here, but there's no prelate in here, so not getting any benefit. And let's see here. More farms incoming. Like, that food eco is just going to start exploding for Zirton soon. Before relics is nice. That's 1 more relic than I thought he would get, so that's a feels good, man. I think Zirton should have gotten this relic when he was Castle Age. Just immediately grabbed it instead of getting the one closest to him. But that's, you know, it is what it is. We have the first nest of bees out, and we do have, I assume, a Springald will be on the way soon. And we're going to see this food plummet for Valdemar soon. You know, as these fish run out, he's going to start dropping, and he doesn't have enough of a farm transition yet. Whereas for Zerton, we have 25 farms already. Alright, and Zerton isn't going to win this fight, I don't think. He doesn't have any cross... Oh, no, he does have 12 crossbows. I take that back. You know, Sacred Site about to be denied. Mangonel comes out first, not a Springald. And that villager, you know, almost 120 villagers. I'm a little surprised that Zerton isn't maxed out yet. Man, I will say Valdemar's going to be in a lot of pain soon. You know, it may look like he has a lot of time, but he's got 16 workers here. He's going to run out of these fish soon, and then I guess he can move over here. But that lack of farm transition is going to hurt him soon. And you can just look at Zerton's food just absolutely pumping. He's almost at 2,000 food per minute. You know, really starting to get up there. I do kind of wish he was supervising this mill so you'd get that extra food, but yeah, it's not the biggest deal. Oh, first keep coming down. I wonder if he's going to try to go for like some sort of Sacred Site victory. Because he does seem a little scared to push. No Springolds yet or anything. So, you know, in a direct engagement, Zerton should win. He's got two Mangonels, and there's only one Nest to be. But it'll come down to micro. There we go. More farms and a prelate. And here we go. Big fight here in the center. Nest to be firing. You know, trying to get that keep down. And look at Zerton. He has so many resources. But I don't think he has the military production. He got absolutely dumpstered there. Like, look at that military drop, and he's got a lot of resources, but he's only got... he has 5 archery ranges and 2 barracks, and that's it. He needs more production. This is, you know, he's floating so many resources. I don't know what he's doing. I'm very kind of a little confused by Zerton's play here, but this is where, you know, this game should be his, but Valdemar... He has 6 times the military lead. You know, if there's a way for him to win the game, it's now. This is his best chance. Keep is out, though. It is going to start firing its machine gun bullets. But, you know, there's still a ton of units here. Although, if Zerton is, you know, focuses on these Mangonels, that's what he should do. There we go. Look how fast this Mangonel should die before it gets out of range. You can just see this keep doing work, right? It's killing units so quickly. But that's a lot of units. Like Valdemar should be moving all his units over here. He should be pushing this way, not under the keep. He keeps fighting under the keep, which is a big mistake. And here we go, like, he's moving archers over here, but imagine if he moved all these, like, look at this! This is such a bait! He's losing so many men-at-arms to this keep because he's just not microing them at all. These men-at-arms should be over here. Like, now he's moving them, but look how many, he lost most of the mass. And now this push is going to be stalled out. You know, Valdemar's chance, this was his best chance to win the game. And I think he definitely squandered it a bit. Like I said, he fought under the keep. He should have just ran past it. He runs past the keep. I think he can, you know, force a lot of idle time, take out that food eco. And, you know, maybe he can get on top of the production. Like, if he dives here, there's only a town center Barbican. They don't dish out a lot of damage on, like, the keep. You know, maybe if he dives under here, Zerton just dies because he can't make units. But that ends up not being the case. Valdemar is pushed back. And now Zerton is secure once more. And now they're both even military. But again, that eco lead for Zerton is a lot more. Hey, puppy! And now what does Zerton do? Make it third granary. I feel like well, I guess there's not much more area to put it, but making a third granary here. He is going to have 53 farms. We do see the farm transition coming out, but it's only 17 farms for Valdemar. So his food eco isn't looking I mean, he's still looking okay. Not the worst. I don't like the Rams here. I think the Ram here is... the Rams aren't going to do anything, or at least they shouldn't. I think Rams are much better in Imperial Age, obviously. He should be making trebuchets. You know, 3 trebuchets, 4 trebuchets, take out the keep. Like, but these Rams, they're not going to do anything. They're going to die before they can kill anything. I think players need to realize that. I'm hoping someday they do. But it really, I don't know why, but it really does grind my gears when I see players making Rams in Castle Age, because most of the time, they don't do anything. It's much better to spend your wood on trebuchets if you're going to do a Castle Age attack. And I'm a firm believer of that, and I have been for a while. But we see Nest of Beasts here doing damage. You know, the keeps are just driving around, you know, moving around, trying to do something, but not doing too much. Keep is going to get down for Valdemar, though. And, you know, what Valdemar should do here? He should go Imperial Age. And I think that's what he's about to do. We do see Great Wall Gatehouse. Where's it coming down, though? I do not like that. I don't like this spot at all. I would much rather him have made it here. Which is a risky if it gets scouted out, but, you know, here at least. But here, you know, Valdemar can still take this gold, this stone, this gold. Like, this only denies the big stone and the big gold. I'm not the biggest fan of this location. And we do have the Palace of Swabia coming in for Valdemar. And, you know, it's very interesting. I don't know if Zerton just doesn't have as much China experience or what, but it feels like Zerton just doesn't really have a game plan. Let's say that. Like, I don't feel like he's had like a solid game plan of what he wants to do this game, because he's been floating a lot of resources this game and hasn't really, you know, I really feel like he could have pushed and ended this game a lot sooner, or at least done significant damage. But he's playing very passive. Almost like he's just not sure what he wants to do yet at the moment. It looks like he's going for that map control now. And we just kind of see... and we see that, you know, I thought we were going to have a short Frisian Marshes game. You know, it's not uncommon to have long, you know, between these two civs, it's very common to have long games. I thought maybe this was going to be a short one, but looks like that is not going to be the case. Looks like this is going to get to the Imperial Age. Valdemar somehow is still in this, and he's going to start catching up here with these, you know, with that Palace of Swabia. 144 villagers for Zerton, and he's about to be maxed. And we do see stone walls coming up here. You know, this is Zerton's favorite thing to do. He loves making these stone walls at this point in the game. You know, it's a smart thing to do, right? You know, secures your side of the map, denies resources for your opponent. We see Palisades coming up for Valdemar, and kind of see what they do from here. We do have a bombard coming out now. And there are 2 Springolds for both players, but Zerton has the Clock Tower Springold. So in a straight-up engagement, Zerton should win in the Springold War, unless he severely missed micros. Wait, what? Didn't... Ooh, that's painful. Very, very painful to lose that. I always forget that cannon emplacements outrange bombards, which is a little Monka-esque. Do Culverines one-shot Clock Tower Springolds? I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure they do not. Oh, that's right. There's a relic in it. That's right. I forgot about that. The relic allowed it to outrange the bombards. The funny thing is, if you look at this, it doesn't. The lines say it's not in range, but it's firing, man. Here comes a men-at-arm raid. But look at look at the resource difference between Zerton and Valdemar. Valdemar doesn't have a bank. Zerton does. And you know, Zerton's trying to move across the map, and so Valdemar pulls back with his units, whereas Zerton, he's going across the map with this. He's going to try to get some villager kills. Not necessarily a bad idea, but I think he's just going to lose this and do absolutely nothing. Yeah, his army got cleaned up, didn't really accomplish much there. Okay. Next! Okay, we just see moving out over here. I mean, the later this game goes, it's not going to be bad for Valdemar because he has 4 relics now, right? So 4 relics as HRE is a very nice thing. We do see Culverin is out on the field. Players do not see the score in game. I just randomly decided to bring that up just to let everyone know. And we saw an attempted raid here, didn't really do much. 2 Culverins out on the field, and you know, this game, you know, as Valdemar kind of secures his position, I feel like Zerton just isn't sure what he wants to do. Okay, no, now he's going to start making those hand cannoneers, and China hand cannoneers are nuts. I say nuts, and I don't mean that lightly. They are very, very strong. And if he can get a solid mass of them, he's going to be able to start really cleaning up the armies of Valdemar here. And, you know, we see 10 hand cannoneers. You know, he's going to try to take out the keep, but there's 10, like, he should be able to save his keep. Let's just say that. Oh, we do see a raid over here. This is going to be very annoying for Valdemar to deal with. But he should be able to deal with it. Rams are taken care of, no surprise. The hand cannon mass is starting to get up there, 16. And men-at-arms melt the hand cannoneers. And again, we see more, 34 villager kills. Valdemar's killed 34 villagers? I didn't even know that. That's a lot of villager kills. Ooh, we see mangonels, you know, firing up. And another keep coming up as well. And we have trebuchets incoming now. Springholes and trebuchets. You know, Valdemar's forced backwards. And 21 hand cannoneers. Now, the thing is with these hand cannoneers, you know, they can one-shot these mangonels really easily. You just have to dodge. He does have the Palace of Swabia. This is what has brought Valdemar back into the game. He was behind by like 60 workers at one point, but now they're pretty much even. You know, Zerton still is a pretty good bank, but like I say, it doesn't seem like he knows how he wants to push. But now he's going to make some... He's got trebuchets incoming. He's got geometry to increase the damage of trebuchets. And now we're going to kind of see how this kind of escalates further. I would like Zerton to make a keep here. Or at least here so that he can deny further gold. And more barracks coming down. More siege workshops. But, like, these units will melt to the hand cannoneers. Just watch, guys. Oh! Oh, does he have the range upgrade yet? He does not. He needs to get this upgrade. This is so important. This is what makes hand cannoneers so strong for China, is this pyrotechnics. The fact he isn't getting pyrotechnics, this is why I don't know if Zerton plays a ton of China, because it just feels like he hasn't known how to go a route in this game. Like, he doesn't really know what he wants to do. This is a pretty scary siege ball from Valdemar, though. Okay, there we go. It's like he listened to me. There we go. The keep is there. I like that. Now he just needs to get a keep right here, and I'll be very happy. Oh, oh. Pyrotechnics is on the way. Here we go. And the first keep goes down. Valdemar on top of it, though, immediately grabbing the relic. Doesn't want to lose that. And here comes the push by Valdemar. And, you know, Valdemar can take care of this keep. It's going to allow him to really start pushing and snipe out these trebuchets. Another keep going down. Oh, Nesta B's doing work, absolutely demolishing that men-at-arm line. This keep is going to go down, which is going to allow these culverins to start moving forward and sniping the trebuchets. Another keep coming down. Now these trebuchets can, yeah, I was going to say they could just easily one-shot that if they choose. The thing is, though, Valdemar's going to start struggling in the gold department soon. I mean, we already see it, right? Once this gold runs out here, it's only 1,500. He's going to have to use this gold. This gold's going to be, you know, already being taken by 52 villagers. And this gold's already being taken as well. This keep's going to go down really quickly. We're seeing he's going to start diving the siege with these palace guards, which I like. I think that's what he should be doing. Doesn't get the mangonel, though. Oh. You know, these, yeah, these are going to start going down. Good move by Zerton to move these back. Look at these hand cannons, though. They're trading very cost-effectively. Although, whoa, why is Zerton's food so low? He has 58 farms. Oh, he only has 37 villagers on food, but yeah, his food eco is actually not as high as it should be. Pulling some workers to kill one of the culverins. Where are these coming from? Does he have a barracks over here? Oh, he does have barracks over here. Okay. And this keep should go down here. We do see a small group of men-at-arms over here harassing. Does keep the granary alive. But only 31 workers on food, and you can definitely see it, right? 1,700 food per minute to the 2.3k. Like, he should be at 3 to 4k right now. Look at Zerton putting a keep here to deny future trade. He's already on top of it. Doesn't want trade to be a thing. This gold mine is at 9. How many villagers on gold? Yeah, he only has 6 villagers on gold. But the 4 relics really helps. Ooh, big hit for the mangonels there. Just doesn't have a way to deal with the siege of Valdemar. Though the springles are gone, or the culverins are gone. The culverins are gone. I repeat, the culverins are gone. That means these springles are going to be able to take out these mangonels. There is a 19 villager raid by Valdemar. Looks like he wants to drop a keep. But he's lost his mass, and look at that. This game is starting to look bad for Zerton. He doesn't have the food economy to spam units anymore. He's only at, his food bank is gone. He's got a huge gold bank, so that's nice. He's losing his trebuchets. I mean, this is not looking good for him at the moment. This game has looked good for him all game, but I think he's just kind of struggled a little bit, and now lost all his trebuchets. And now he's going to lose all his, he's going to lose his Might lose his... Nah, yeah, looks like he might keep that awake. Alive, not awake. And a keep kind of comes up here. Doesn't do the most, but we're going to see another keep come down. And, you know, for a game, you know, that I thought Valdemar was dead at 10 minutes in, he did a great job bringing it back, and I favor his position at the moment. I mean, he's got double the food income that Zerton has. He's starting to pump out them Imperial Age Rams. He's got a Siege Mass. We'll see where it goes. But right now, I think it's looking better and better for Valdemar as time goes on here. But it's not over. It is China. Zerton is a good player. And, you know, he is starting to get more villagers on food. So his food eco is starting to shoot up as well. And he does have all the gold mines still. He still has this gold mine in his control. He can still take this. He still has this. So he has a lot more gold income than Valdemar. So, you know, maybe he just needs to get his bearings straight and he can kind of regain his positioning. Well, looks like this keep is going to go down pretty quickly to these two bombards. Don't say that, puppy. We don't want a 3-hour game. That'd be sad. This goes into a 3-hour game, I cry. Alright, we do see... Oh, Springolds have all gone down pretty much. You know, a little bit of missed micro by Zerton, but these two culverts have been cleaning up. And once more, Zerton is forced back. Yeah, Zerton's micro definitely has not been on point in this game, no doubt about that. His Valdemar's been out-microing him in every way this entire game, it feels like. But, you know, now that Zerton has his food eco in order, you know, he's starting to kind of, starting to get a mass of units again. But we'll kind of see what happens here. We do see raids coming in here. I do like this. This is kind of what you want to be doing at this stage in the game. Raiding your opponent. Because if he can get some palace guards, like what he should do, by the way, in my opinion, is take like a group of 10 to 15 palace guards. Make a ram or two. You know, ram this down. Rush the palace guards in and have the rams take out this stuff. Ooh, we have Ming Dynasty income. Wait, no. I don't know. We have a dynasty incoming that allows fire lancers. Blade is biased and wants Zerton to win. Actually, I don't want Zerton to win. I just feel like he should win. I don't like China. I like it when China loses. I'm biased in the Civ matchups. So I'm okay with China loses. I love it when they lose. I hate that Civ. Alright, biases aside, we do have palace guards on the way about to raid. Now, we are going to note that right now, Valdemar has no gold income other than his relics. So he's not going to be able to mass siege anymore. You know, this gold income only has 1,500 gold, and he's not even trying to take it. But he is going to try to take this gold here. Ooh. He lost relic income because that tower went down. It's actually a big deal. That's 1/4 of his passive gold economy at the moment. And we see palace guards over here raiding the wood line. More and more Springolds. And looks like this is being taken care of here. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I'm definitely favoring Zerton's position more and more now. You know, yes, Valdemar is back on gold, but he only has 9 villagers on gold, so his gold income isn't like the most amazing. Well, you know, I say this, but then I just realized that Zerton has 1 gold mine left. This is it. Zirton is also getting raided, and he's actually about to be out of gold himself. So, you know, once the gold runs out on the map, if Zirton doesn't start trading, I favor Valdemar's position by a lot because he's got the passive gold eco with the relics. And yes, Zirton does have palace guards, or sorry, scholars, and they do provide a good amount of passive gold, but I don't think they provide as much as 4 relics, but I could be wrong. Oh, stole the relic! I take it back. That's only 3 relics now for Valdemar. Good move by Zerton here. This is very smart. Only 1 culverin at the moment, though, to defend his mangonels. Sorry, did I say there was a culverin? There was a culverin, but it's gone now. And now I think the tides might be changing once more. Potentially. That is so many mangonels, though. That is 7 mangonels. But he can't make any he can't make a culverin, so he has no way to defend them against these springolds. Although we do see these rams starting to come down. Mangonel goes down. Rams are gonna. How's he gotten his upgrade for his rams? Okay, he did. Thank God. This keep is gonna go down. It looks like very soon. And Zerton is officially out of gold now. There's no more gold on the map for him to mine. I mean, there is this. So I guess he is going to take this. He's even making a keep, so I take it back. He will take that. Here come 3 more rams. That should be enough to clean these out. And that's going to be another relic, by the way, that's no longer getting him gold. Is there any trade posts for either of these players yet? Nope, not yet. And all the mangonels are starting to go down. And I think we can safely say that Zerton is finally pushing back. Valdemar now only has 1 relic to his name, which means his gold income is very, very poor. And I'm looking for markets, but again, market won't do anything because of this. Sacred site's going to be detaken. I think at this point we can safely say that Zerton is probably going to take this game from here. He does have 19 hand cannoneers. And I think it's just going to go worse and worse. Now we just see more and more rams incoming, taking down the military infrastructure. But we'll see here. Maybe he can stay alive a little bit longer. You know, he's just going to be pumping out the rams. There's a lot of men-at-arms, though. China OP, that's why Zerton is going to win. True. Oh, here comes another keep. Ooh, Valdemar is going to retake those relics. That's actually a really big deal. I take it back. He only is going to get 1 relic. But that's better than 0. I mean, to be honest, I like the mass ram at the late game because it's a way to end the game. If rams get nerfed, I mean, it's just going to take longer to end games, right? Like, imagine if these weren't Imperial Age rams. We'd probably still have keeps right here trying to push through. So there's got to be a fine balance because there's got to be ways to end games. Right now, I think it's a big, you know, it takes a while to, it's a hard to end games in AoE 4 a lot of the time. So I think unless you buff other siege, you can't nerf rams. Which, if you buff other siege and nerf rams, that's fine too. I'm fine with that too. But either way, there has to be some. You can't just nerf rams and do nothing else. And you can just hear buildings falling over and over. The rams are destruction. This is a total destruction. And Valdemar can't even get to max supply. I think we can safely say Zerton is going to win game number 2, putting him in the lead 2-0. We just got to wait for Valdemar to accept his fate. And GG is called. Zerton takes the lead 2-0. The fact that Valdemar has more food than Zerton should not have happened. I just want to state for the record. But you can see almost like over 20, almost 20, what is that, 26,000 more gold? And almost there in wood. Let me show you guys the villager count. This is how far ahead. I thought it was 1-0 when we started. Yeah, it is. It was 1-0. It's now 2-0. This is how large of a lead Zerton had here. And if you look at the resource count, also a pretty big lead. He just, I think he just didn't realize or wasn't sure how to close the game here. And that's why the game went on so long, I think. And it's very easy as a caster to say, right, you know, I know what's going on. I can see everything. He doesn't. But if he were to rewatch the game, he'd be like, oh, wow, I was like super far ahead. All right, and let's go into, we're just going to go into game number 3 here. We're not going to screw around. We are going to just go into game number 3, assuming we can find it. There it is. Okay, so we might have to swap the scores to the left side. Is that correct? I think that's correct. Yep, okay. So, let's go. We're just going to go straight into game number 3. Zerton versus Valdemar. Thank you, Matisse, for the raid, by the way. Hopefully you had a good stream. And we have Zerton playing the French. And on the right-hand side, we have Valdemar playing as the Abbasid Dynasty. Okay. Now, this map, I'm going to favor French on this map, because what does French have in the feudal age? They have knights. And what's the thing about this map? Look how open it is. Woodline here. We've casted a game earlier on this map. You can kind of see how far the wood lines are. So after these wood lines, which are very small, are cut short, you have to go all the way out here, to start gathering that wood. So knights are going to be very, very dangerous. You know, they're going to be constantly raiding. And, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the short and dirty version. If this was a normal map like Lipany or Dry Arabia, I would actually favor Valdemar here, or at least the Abbasid, as I think Abbasid Dynasty is, I feel like they're better than French in a straight up match on a normal map, but on this map, I definitely favor the French because of it. I anticipate we're going to see a lot of raids, and we'll see how Valdemar holds up to it. Now, the one thing about Abbasid, right, is their spears have that extra range, so they're a little bit better at dealing with knights than other civs. So, we'll just kind of see how it plays out. I anticipate we're going to see a couple knights from Zerton into a second town center, and then I would assume military wing into a second town center, possibly 3 TCs for Valdemar. And what he'll want to do is I would probably place my TC here if he can get it. If he can secure this spot and get it like right here, you know, it secures a wood line, secures his berries, very good spot. And then maybe a third TC if he could, you know. Again, this is kind of risky, right? But right up here to secure these wood lines and berries. But that is risky because he might lose it to a ram timing. So I'm not sure if that's actually a good spot here or not. He could also put a TC back here. You know, berries, hunts, and a couple small forests. Better than nothing. And I think both players only went 1 scout, by the way. And if we actually look at Zerton's perspective here, he's only found 10 sheep compared to the 17 of Valdemar. And Valdemar, ooh, okay, Zerton is going to find these 4 before Valdemar, so that's good for him. This is very, very good for him. He needs these sheep. Now, he's going to have map control, so he'll be able to take, you know, these outside food sources easier than Abbasid, but still. I will say, I'm a big fan, personally, of opening up 2 scouts. I think opening up 2 scouts is really good on this map because it allows you to secure a lot of sheep. There's probably a decent amount of sheep still on this map, I imagine. But, I mean, because he did find 15 sheep now, so that's nice. 17 for Valdemar. Oh, nope, Valdemar's about to find 2 more, so he's going to have the 19 to the 15, so, you know, pretty even. If Valdemar keeps going here, he'll find 2 more, and I think that's all the sheep on the map. Or at least close to it. And yeah, so we're going to end the total with 15 sheep for Zerton, and we're going to have about 21 sheep. Yeah, 21 sheep for Valdemar. So, you know, just a slight sheep lead. Nothing like too crazy, and not the worst thing when it comes to French here. We already see that he actually took a mill here. He already has wheelbarrow and is grabbing the deer. Knight's coming out immediately, and let's see what he's going to do from here. Military wing from Valdemar. Again, not surprised. That's exactly what I'd expect. And now he can move out with these units and kind of deny the gold for a little bit if he chooses to. But instead, opting to play it safe, it looks like, and just defend his stone. Okay, first knight is out. We should see a second knight coming in shortly. And we have the barracks coming out as well. Now this knight shouldn't do any damage here. He does have 2 spears here, so if Valdemar micros correctly, which his micro's been pretty good today so far, he should be able to keep his villagers alive, should be able to keep his, shouldn't lose anything to the first Royal Knight. Second Royal Knight is out. We do not see stone for Zerton yet. This isn't unusual. You know, French usually will make a few knights before trying to get that transition, but we'll see if he ever does. He might try to go for like 1 TC timing here or something. I'm not sure why he sent this villager back from the hunt. Oh, I think he's worried about military wing moving out. Archery range coming out, so we may not see a second TC here. And Valdemar has enough stone for his first town center. Doesn't have the wood yet. Okay, now here comes the micro portion. And that's the micro, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. All right, we do see stone for Zerton now. Finally going for that second TC. Valdemar's second TC. I think it's that feels really late to me. 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Ooh, this is going to be a Vil kill 100%. If Zerton realizes it. If Zerton realizes it. Zerton doesn't realize it. Oh. All right, second TC going down. Doesn't lose a villager, though. Oh, that scout might... Oh, nope. Good reaction. Good reaction. And boom. Made it away safely. No villagers killed. The Abbasid villagers are secured, safe and sound. They're very happy. Oh, I say that, but here we go. Knights coming in. And, dude, You have to give Valdemar credit here, regardless of what you think of him or anything, which I don't know why you think negatively of him. I don't know why I said that, but he did excellent micro with his villagers there, got the town center up, didn't lose a single villager. Chad gameplay from Valdemar in this game. Second TC is coming down from Zerton here, and so the thing is for Zerton, he's feeling pretty good about, he should be feeling pretty good about his position. Yes, he hasn't got a villager kill, but his second TC's right behind Valdemar's. So it's not like he's going to be super behind on vills or anything. He's actually going to be ahead. And we're just going to kind of see. We're going to see. Okay. I am not personally a fan of Spearman Horseman anymore. I haven't for a while. I feel like as Abbasid, it feels much easier to deal with Knight Archer attacks with Archer Spear because of that extra range. Because once you get the Phalanx upgrade, it feels like you can very easily defend against Knights. Because you get that extra range to attack. Sorry, I couldn't think in my head. I promise, chat, I'm not favoring anyone in this series. I mean, I favor Zirton in the fact that I think he is probably going to win. Zirton's he's been playing a lot lately, and he's in very good shape. But in terms of, like, the players, I don't have, like, a personal preference. All right, so we just kind of see scouting going around. So Valdemar's going to know that now that his opponent's on 2 town centers. And we have more scouting coming around. And we actually have our first Camel Archer here. This is going to debuff Knights by 20%. And we'll kind of see where we go from here. Lots of Horsemen, lots of Spears, no Archers really. And by the way, did I not call that this is a good second TC spot? I didn't even notice this. I got to toot my own horn here. I said this was a good TC spot. That's where you want to put it. And he put it exactly where I said. Like the exact spot I said to put it. Just got to give myself some kudos there for, you know, that. Gotta do that every once in a while, but let's get back to the game. No more of that. So we do see a little push from Valdemar here. He is going to be able to deny the gold for a little bit. This is going to force Zerton back, who's actually going heavy Archer Spears. He's actually not making too much. He's not really making any Knights. Like, he has a few, but his main production is Archers and Spears. I actually like this because he scouted what his opponent was doing. And what's the best way to counter Horseman Spear? Archer Spear, because Archers destroy Spears, and the Horseman will never touch the Archers of Zerton because he's got Spears. One of the few situations I like this transition, but it looks like Zerton's actually just going to counter. So he's not too concerned about this attack. Ooh, if he doesn't notice this, though, one villager goes down. Villager went down over here, I think. Not sure. 2 villagers go down. 3 villagers go down. 4, 5, 6. 7 villagers killed. That is really, really nice. You can see that villager lead goes from a 7-vill lead back down to even, and now Valdemar is actually ahead by a villager. Very nicely played, very nicely done by Valdemar. Definitely feels good. This raid, you know, it killed a villager. I think he killed 1 gold villager, but, you know, I'd take Valdemar's trade any day. And we do see a little attempt of an attack here. Ooh, that Camel Archer got poked to death immediately. Not that many units here. Knights are, like, yeah, don't bring the Knights, please. That's how you lose your Knights. And there's still enough, or a Spearman, though, to kind of take this out, though. We're about to run out of sheep here as well. You know what, ooh, we do see a little raid here. Gets a Vill kill. But that's about it. 1 Vill kill, loses a few units. I would like to see Zerton taking the boar here, I think. Would be kind of nice. I think it would be very nice for him to be able to secure that. More barracks coming down. And another Vill kill as well. Ooh, catching the knights out of position. Valdemar is showing... These spears have more than paid for themselves. They've killed so many units, knights and villagers. Definitely feeling good about that. Look at that. Valdemar is playing this fantastically. Taking these archers out of position. Just really throwing... you know, just like this game is like so far, Valdemar has to be feeling very good about this. I mean, look at that military difference. Valdemar has double the military. He's got a very strong force. You know, he's proven me wrong with those those spearmen, horsemen, able to take really good fights. And now, you know, Zirton's in a little bit of trouble now. He's lost a lot of military. He has a little bit of a vil lead, but not much. And he doesn't really have map control at the moment either. And if Valdemar can get to Castle Age, I think he's going to be in a very, very good position to potentially take this game. But the game's not over yet, so we'll kind of see what happens here. And night just kind of going down. Nothing too special. Do you see a couple towers come? I do like the towers, taking the berries. This is very nice. 3 deers, sheep, and a little woodline. Definitely feels good if you're Valdemar. And knights are probably not going to go back there. More archery ranges coming out. Now, what I'd like to see Valdemar do here. By the way, I didn't realize that Zirton's food income is actually really low. He's only at 420 food per minute. Very, very, he's not doing too hot in the food department. It's starting to go up again. That's good. Another villager killed. What I was gonna say is I like if I was Valdemar, I think he's doing it, it's time to go Castle Age. He's got to feel good about his position. He's got 8 villager kills. He's killed the army of Zerton multiple times. He's in a very secure position. I think that's exactly what he's doing. He's going to go Castle Age. And if we look at Zerton, he's not even close to Castle Age. He's pretty far off from it, actually. And, I said there wasn't going to be a raid here, but, I was wrong. I apologize. I'm wrong every once in a while. We do see a raid here that, was repelled, though. Didn't really do any damage, but still. Horsemen attempting to raid. And here we go. Castle Age incoming for the kid, aka Valdemar. And this is gonna feel bad for Zerton because when Valdemar gets that Castle Age, Zerton's going to be he's attacking now, but he's going to really feel that pressure to need to attack, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to do much damage. Okay, we have a raid back here again. We have a raid here. We have an attack here. 2 villagers did go down. Valdemar is forced back. Valdemar needs to be switching to archers, not camel archers, by the way, in my opinion. And I do love the eco choice, or I do love the eco wing here, especially on a map like this. It gives you cheaper farms, cheaper houses, just allows you to do those transitions, and he's going to need to soon. Once this runs out, he's going to want to start transitioning into a farm economy because, it's risky to get out here. He's going out here anyway. I do not think he meant to make a market. Horsemen coming down. They're probably going to look for that lone knight. 30 seconds till the age up, and Zerton is still very far from aging. He still needs 1,000 more food and 600 gold. That knight is going to go down. Little bit of a, attempted attack here. And Castle Age is coming here right about now. Sorry, in 3 seconds. I didn't even look at that. I just assumed it was going to be there any second now. But I can cheat and look. There we go. Immediately gets boot camp. And composite bows, I mean, he's not making archers yet, but he should get composite bows. And look at this, as I thought, Zerton knows he needs to attack right now. He cannot sit back. He's going to try to push this up. Fortified outposts here. These camel archers probably aren't going to do too much here. And this is a little bit of a scary push because, you know, Valdemar's unit composition isn't that good. He's just got a bunch of spears, but he does have a lot, so it might be okay. I mean, I say it's not very good, but I just realized that Zerton doesn't really have any spears himself. Doesn't really have a way to... Oh, never mind. There you go. Yeah. He needs to be switching to archers ASAP. He needs that composite bows. Like, composite bows right now, if he... This is why I prefer archer spear, by the way, because since he made it to Castle Age, if he'd had 30, 40 archers and he has composite bows, he's going to absolutely demolish this army. It's not even going to be close. But now he doesn't really have that archer mass, so it's going to take him a little bit to get there. But if he can get that, I mean, he can really clean this army up a lot easier. And I just realized there are no blacksmith techs for Valdemar. He's just now getting his first blacksmith. I didn't even realize that. That's actually a big. So Zerton is going to go Castle Age. You know, another try to raid is denied. Look at the walls coming in from Zerton, going up with the Royal Institute. And you know, I don't think that Valdemar was really able to capitalize on his age advantage, unfortunately. I just don't think he just didn't have the right unit composition to push in Castle Age, right? Like, ideally, he'd want to push with a bunch of archers and spears, because with his Castle Age, and I think he could have just won. But since he doesn't have that mass, at least not yet, he is getting his archers out. He does have, doesn't have composite bows yet. But since he's not, you know, I think Zerton is going to get to Castle Age, and he's going to be able to kind of keep himself secure for the time being. Alright, Castle Age is in for Zerton. He does have the gold where he can get royal bloodlines and veteran techs. Again, just kind of denied there. And here comes a scary push though. Composite bows is on the way. We'll be finished in 30 seconds. And here we go. Like, this is a scary push. I think Valdemar can take it with this push, to be honest. I think he's just got enough. Like, look at the unit count difference. It's double in favor of Valdemar. Just absolutely killing the army here. And I mean, he's still double. It's double in favor of Valdemar. You know, he does have composite bows now. There's an attempt. There's a raid here doing a little bit of damage. Golems are on the way as well. And, you know, I say that, but Valdemar, it looks like he might be pushed. He's going to kill the army. Well, Zerton GG, though. That's the question. Grabbing relics, I like it. Okay. I think we can safely say, you know, if I was Valdemar, what he should do here, by the way, he should be going up here. You know, he should be looking for spots to hit, right? He should know that up here is where all the villagers are going to be, and he just needs to deny resources. I don't think there's a reason to stay under a town center. I mean, the game's over. Zerton has to know it. I'm actually surprised Zerton hasn't GG'd. He doesn't have that much eco. He has no gold. He's got 1 military to the 46. But, you know, Zerton's a fighter. And, you know, Valdemar is forced back for the time being. Again, if I was Valdemar, he should be going up here because he should realize this left side has no villagers, except for right here. It's time to go take the villagers on the top right here. But instead, he's just going to try to end the game, which is fine too, I guess. Lots of rams incoming. Now, this is a situation where I'm okay with rams, by the way. Like, there's no keep. There's nothing that's really, you know, keeping Valdemar from pushing. These rams will be able to take this out, take the town center out, and then you can just, yeah, go from there. Oh, there we go. He's now going to see all the villagers over here. And here come the Rams pushing forward. Tries to get the Wololo, but instantly killed. And, you know, we have some men-at-arms. We have some crossbows here. Forward keep gonna... And there's nothing... Like, Zerton can't stop this keep, right? So this is gonna deny his gold. He could sneak this one theoretically, but we'll see if he does. Oh, I didn't realize Zerton was on the boar. Military-wise, they're actually really close. But this keep's gonna really give Valdemar the edge here. But, you know, Valdemar's just pumping units across, and while I feel like Valdemar should be able to end this game, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to or not yet. I mean, Zerton's losing a lot of villagers. He's had 34 villagers killed. The keep did get up. And now comes the ramming. Oh, and he hasn't gotten a single upgrade out of here, by the way. Didn't even realize that. Trebuchet's incoming to go take out the keep. Rams being taken out. I really feel like Valdemar needs to put units up here. Like, this gold should not be being gathered right now. He should be sending some golems up here to deny this gold, deny this food, deny wood. I really think it's a... Now, he's probably tunnel visioning a bit, right? He wants to try to win the game, so he's just trying to kill him, but I do think it's a mistake not to do that. Or not to have units up here. Especially since he scouted it, too. Second trebuchet is out. But the military, 8 military to 35. And I anticipate GG will be here any moment. And good game is called. I think that was very well played by Valdemar. I think he played that exactly how you want to. In general, I don't think he made... I think his biggest mistake with this game that I would say is just not having those archers. I think not having the archers was a... and Feudal Age to that Castle Age kind of, you know, could have been a little scary, but it ends up working itself out. And... Oops. Oops. Okay, so they have not... I don't know if they're in game 4 or not yet. All right, let's just get into this one. It's on Lipany. Zerton is going to be Abbasid. Valdemar is going to be Malians. Okay, and I'm going to be right back in 3 minutes. I know, very professional casting, but that's what you get sometimes.
بما تأمر؟ أمرك؟ شدد. مستعدة. شيد. تم الأمر.
مستعد.
Apologies. Very unprofessional casting for me. I thought I'd be back in time, but I had to go do something real quick. By that, I had to grab something to eat because I hadn't eaten yet today. Okay. So, we have Lipany, we have Zerton over here on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, we have Valdemar playing as the Malians. And so, you know, in this matchup, I don't know who I favor. I feel like Malians can do a very strong castle timing if they do a cow boom into, you know, like Archer, Sofa, huge castle timing. But I think Abbasid is also not bad, though. I think Abbasid's one of the civs that actually is pretty good into Malians. So I'll be very curious how it goes. Sorry, I was responding to something. Okay. So the way this is going to go, most likely, is I anticipate that Zerton is going to be a more on the boom heavy side. In general, I think he's more of a passive player, so I expect him to go like 3 town centers, boom it up, and as for Valdemar, I anticipate a cow boom into, again, a castle timing is how I would expect, but maybe not. I would also expect him to finish the houses here soon as well. A little bit of an idle scout by Zirton here. Okay. GG is called. Game number 4 goes over to Valdemar. I have no idea what happened. I don't know. I think they're remaking. Yeah, they just remade. I have no idea why. But we'll be. Hey, but now we can do professional casting actually because I'm here. Hi, YouTube. Stuff introspect. Okay. Let me make sure the scores are correct. Because it should be. 2-1. Perfect. Alright, so we can actually get into this game without me being AFK for the first minute. All right, so I mean, I don't know how to go over this matchup again, but I would anticipate Zerton to do a 2 to 3 town center boom, Valdemar to cow boom, Valdemar to go castle age, Zerton to probably have to stay in feudal for a little bit. Will Lippany throw any rents like extra berries or something? I mean, the thing with Lippany, right, is it's easier um, to wall, and there's a lot more berries, which is very good for Abbasid. So it will make it easier for Zerton to boom, at least in a safer manner than on a map like Prairie. All right, so let's start the game up fresh. Over here on the leftish side slash, yeah, leftish, I don't know. On this side is Zerton. As the Abbasid dynasty already going for those beautiful berries, wants to absorb the juicy tender. And then on the right-hand side, we have Valdemar as the Malians. Making that sweet, sweet pit mine to generate gold from thin air. And let's see where things will go from here. So if we look at the map sizes, right, like as I was talking about earlier, look how easy this is to wall. 5 wood walls this, or you can go up here and wall this for another 5 wood. I guess actually you can go up through here, so you kind of have to wall up here. But cheap walls, you know, to make it safe so that you can secure, you know, these deer. You do a wall here, wall here. Like, lots of easy walls compared to, like, other maps. And then you can see all the berries, you know, a little spread out here. So the downside for Zerton is it is a little easier to harass these berries, right? They're all the way over here. If Zerton can get a wall from here to here, he'll feel pretty good about securing those berries. But it is Malians, and they can pump out units. Depending on how Valdemar plays this, could, you know, easily destroy this wall and then deny berries as needed. And so, yeah, that's kind of how it goes for Malians. The food generation for Malians doesn't really matter. It's just a fact. These spawns here, it doesn't matter. Malian doesn't give 2 single anthills that the food is here, the berries are here, and that's because they're just going to cow boom, get all that free passive food, and worst case scenario, they can just make cows themselves. Food isn't as difficult to come for them in that early game as other civs, especially in that Castle Age. Like, Castle Age is when Malians peak. Once Valdemar hits Castle Age, and I'm assuming he's going to go with the landmark that gives an extra 440 food for cows, you know, he's going to be able to pump out a ton of units, and that's kind of where I think the game's going to be decided at. If Zerton can hold that push, unless Zerton's going to be a Giga Chad and attack in the Feudal Age. I have been seeing Abbasid players actually being aggressive in the Feudal Age with like 1 or 2 town centers, so we might do that. And it is going up with the military wing as expected. And the reason why Malians, you know, kind of peak in the Castle Age is because they get what is it, like 1,400 food per minute passive food. They then have the pit mines going, so they have a lot of passive gold, and they can just pump out a ton of units that most civs can't at that time. But it does kind of sputter out eventually, and if it doesn't kill or do significant damage to the opponent, then the other player can be in a very, very good position.
بما تأمر
That's why, in general, it's a little bit favored for that. And then we already see a second TC going to be gathered. My guess is the military wing, the spears and archers will be sent across the map immediately, probably straight to the gold mine to just try to deny it. May not be able to, but that's going to be his goal. Can Cowboom outboom the Abbasid 3TC? I mean, I think it definitely is better, at least early on, at least in the initial stages. But if the game goes on too long, then it's going to favor Abbasid, right? And we see the first archery range coming out. It's kind of forced. We do see, then I assume these units are going to go straight across the map. So you are forced to make this archery range as Malians, or yeah, as Malians, because you need to be able to deal with this. Otherwise, you're just going to have your gold denied, and he can burn down the houses and stuff too. I don't anticipate this doing that much damage, if any at all. It just does force this out. But, well, I guess maybe it's a little too early to start the cows yet, because you have to kind of deal with this first. I'm not very proficient in the Malian build orders. I don't know the best way to play them because I don't play the Civ, but I'm sure Valdemar's played them a lot and knows what he's doing. He's actually going to make javelin throwers immediately. And like I said, this shouldn't do any damage. He's not even on gold at the moment. I will say, I feel like it's a mistake not to finish at least the house and a mining camp here. But again, maybe it's because he needs to get these units out first. And maybe he doesn't cow boot. Nope. Okay, there we go. Cattle ranch already coming out. And we see a scout here being a little annoying, but you know he's still gonna get that town center down on berries. Feels good, man. 2 sheep died there from Valdemar. I like how it still says it's his. And again, these didn't really do anything, right? Javelin throwers are already out. And these units are going to be forced back. So now, he's going to finish the house, the pit mine. He's going to start the cow boom. And I imagine he's going to take his second pit mine here shortly after. Second TC almost done for Zerton. Now, is Zerton going to go for a third TC? Because he is right on this stone. He could just pull these villagers and go straight to the stone and gather. But let's see what he does. Okay. Ooh. 0 health scout still dies. But it was at 0 health. Okay, it looks like Zerton is not going to go for a third TC. Looks like he has a stable already, so he's going to do some feudal aggression here, which I like. And Valdemar, I don't know why he moved out with this. There was no world in which that was going to be worth moving out. So he kind of lost a javelin thrower for free. A little bit of a mistake, but alrighty. And we do see villagers on gold. We already have the cow boom started. Stable coming out. 2 cows going straight for that. And now we have horsemen out. Now, the horsemen, yes, they counter javelin throwers, but they really shouldn't be able to do too much here because the town center fire, right? The town center should deal with any horsemen that dive. So he should be... Valdemar shouldn't take much damage from this, if any at all. Thank you for the tier 1, by the way, Nahavsi. Greatly appreciate it. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Alright, and here we go. So he's going to be forced off the gold. So I guess that could count as damage, right? That's idle time. So forced off of gold, has to pull his javelin throwers a little bit back, and then he can just, you know, take care of him that way. More horsemen on the way. Don't see any other infrastructure for Zirton at the moment. Just that one stable. He's going to lose his 2 archers. There we go. Archery range incoming. 2 archery ranges. So definitely going to see some feudal aggression here. And this is kind of where it comes down to if Valdemar can keep himself in a good, secure location, can get this cow boom going off safely, you know, it's going to look really good for him later on. If he, assuming he can hold on the aggression that's about to come. I like that, going for the deer there. And this is a really safe deer as well for Zerton, right? He can take this at any time. So I do like a, you know, little wall here if he needs to, if he's worried about anything. But I don't think he has to worry about any aggression. Oh, might see a Vil kill here. A little bit of a late pull from Valdemar, but does lose a Vil. First, Donzo is out as well. So it looks like he's going to go Donzo, Javelin Thrower, Sofa. Looks like he's going all three. This second pit mine feels a little late, but then again, he did have to get more, you know, he did want to focus on the cow boom, so I think it's fine. Scout is going to go down, which is very painful. Not being able to see what your opponent doing. I wonder if he's going to make another one. He should. If I was him, I'd make another one. Just being able to scout where your opponent's army is and what he's doing is so important, especially during this kind of thing, because right now, it looks like he's going to be aggressive, but what if behind this he actually stopped production, was going to go Castle Age or something, and then Valdemar just makes a bunch of units for no reason, delays his own Castle Age, and then bam. And more horsemen, more archers coming across. And kind of see what he does here. Can we get another Vil kill? Nope. Forced backwards, as usual. You know, I like what Zerton's doing, though. You know, he's trying to hit two places at once. A lot of players can fall apart. Even at a high level, a lot of players can fall apart to multitasking, so I do like how Zerton's playing this so far. But I also like how Valdemar's playing. You know, he's being very defensive, you know, securing his position. He's making Donzos, he's making Javelin Throwers. The only thing I would say is, yes, there we go. Scout is coming back. Really big fan of that, because he needs to know what his opponent is doing, because if he knows his opponent's continuously being aggressive, then he knows that he cannot chill. Now, of course, he's seeing it now, right? He's like, okay, he's making a lot of units, so it's pretty safe to assume, but you never know when they decide to change tactics. And Scout dies for Zerton. That's very nice. It always feels good when you kill the Scout of your opponent, because you know their vision significantly drops. And it's very annoying when you lose your Scout, especially early on. Oh, that villager almost made it, but did end up dying. Both players have lost one villager. All right, Horseman goes down, Archer goes down. I mean, so far, the military engagements are definitely favoring Valdemar so far. I think he's taken quite a few. And Zerton is just continuously taking him off that wood, which is very annoying. Oh, another horseman goes down. Does get a second villager. Now, out of all the civs in the game, I do think that, you know, villager losses for Malians aren't that big of a deal. It still sucks, but it's not like as big of a deal as other civs, in my opinion. Just because they have so much passive gold and food that it's not as painful. Do you see a little bit of an engagement there? And look at that food income. He's got 18 villagers on food, which, you know, some are idle, but he's got 1,200 food per minute. So, has he maxed out his cows? And he has pretty much maxed out his cows. He can make one more cow, and that's all he needs, I guess. Or maybe, yeah. I'm not sure I like this move out, though. I don't think this move out's good. I think he should come back. He needs to get the Castle Age. His goal should be Castle Age. He shouldn't care about pushing back. I think that's a way that can go. Things can go really badly for him. And we do see finishing out this beautiful pit mine. Almost can go Castle Age here. I anticipate he's going to be going Castle Age here any moment. And does he have any villagers on food? He has 0 villagers on food, but who cares? He still has 800 food per minute, pretty much. He does have an idle cow, though. Another Vil kill here. So that's 3 Vil kills for Zerton. Always feels nice. Trying to move out here. And Castle Age should be coming in any moment now. He's even ready for it. I mean, in an ideal world, yes, taking out these is much more efficient than taking out villagers. Because you take out the cows, I mean, you hurt Malian economy a lot. Because they lose all that passive food. And if you kill the cows right there, then you can't just easily place them over that. And we're seeing houses go down here. He wants to take this as his 3rd pit mine, which is denied. Zerton is getting close to Castle Age himself if he decides to. I mean, this is a pretty scary army. Zerton has a lot of units. Right on the left-hand side there, getting another Vild kill. Now, the thing is with Javelin throwers, they actually don't deal with spears all that well. They do very little damage to spears compared to everything else. So spears on top of like this is very good. Because, like, look at that. That spearman just took like 10 shots from a Javelin thrower and didn't die. And Castle Age is in. We should see this food economy really skyrocket here for Valdemar. Ram incoming. More units as well. Non-stop units coming in from Zerton. I mean, yes, he's Castle Age, but he doesn't have anything going for him with Castle Age yet. He doesn't have, like, his sofa upgrades, so he doesn't have the 6 armored sofas. And he doesn't have any blacksmith upgrades at all. And I'm gonna say, guys, I think Valdemar is in a lot of trouble. I'm not sure he's gonna be able to hold this off now. He lost a majority of his army. Now he is kind of holding off the push, so maybe not. Maybe he's fine. But then look at all these units over here just chilling. He is forced back, but so okay, he's fine. He's fine for now. Should be able to start pump, but he doesn't really have many infrastructure buildings, right? He's got 2 stables. Now he's starting to throw down a bunch of stables, archery ranges. I like that. I think he should transition into archers, by the way. I think he should get out of javelin throwers. Just go archer, sofas, I think is the way to go. But he does need to get the upgrades for the sofas, which he doesn't have yet. Has he started taking, he hasn't made a monastery to grab relics either yet. Yeah, he's still making javelin throwers. I think this is a mistake. And we see more and more units. I mean, just look at Zirton. He's just pumping them units. Golden Age Tier 2 activated. Feels good, man. And I do like the walls here from Valdemar. Very good. I think... Oh, there we go. Finally going to start grabbing those relics. Wants to get those ASAP. Wants to finish this as much as he can. I don't think he can fit a house here. Should be able to get everything else. Alright, let's just kind of see how this plays out. We're getting more and more javelins. I mean, he's making sofas, but he still doesn't have that imported armor. He should be getting that. Like, he doesn't have the gold at the moment, so that's what sucks, but he really needs that. Because right now, these sofas are not that strong. And just kind of see, they're just... You know, Zerton has double the military, so he's diving. He's actually going to go for some Vil kills here. Gets one. He does have units back here just chilling. He could bring them up for reinforcements. I do think that Valdemar is going to hold this, though. He does have enough, you know, he does have the Castle Age tech upgrades. So he is going to hold that off. And now the question is Zerton going to try aging here? I feel like he could. I feel like the play here from Zerton now is to just go Castle Age. He only has to save food for like 45 seconds, then go Castle Age, and then he can start pumping out units again, get composite bow archers, and then he can start making knights, and his knights will be stronger than sofas. Imported armor is on the way now, finally. And just look at Zerton, dude. He's just taking the map. He has berries. He's taking every single berry patch he can. First relic being grabbed for Valdemar. And Valdemar, I think, might have overstayed his welcome once again. Reinforcements from Zerton incoming, able to push this back. Double the military once more. And it looks like Zerton is going to be saving for that castle. Let's look at that food per minute, 1900. Now, to be fair, Valdemar's not that far behind, but still. And culture wing incoming. Okay, here comes the farm transition. And should be able to get that, so that's nice. Another push by Zerton. Zerton's just been super aggressive this game, right? And I really like how he's played it, because I think it, like, just from my perspective, I'm learning a lot in terms of this. Like, this 2TC aggression, I think, has really done a good job, because he's stopping the Malian player from getting that super, from being able to utilize his super economy that he'd like to. Because if you don't harass Malians, and you just let them go castle age with the cow boom, they just get so many units. Ooh, gets the Wololo! We do see houses going down here. Again, this should be repelled here in a moment. Those units being taken care of. Do you see a sofa raid here? Still 40 seconds for that castle age. Horsemen get away. And now it just kind of comes down to he needs to be, you know, Valdemar's been a bit slow on grabbing the relics, unfortunately. I feel like he should have 3 relics by now. I know that this was denied, but I still feel like he should have at minimum 2. At the bare minimum. But he's going to have 2. We'll grab his 3rd here shortly. 5 seconds till that age up is done. And then I wonder if he's going to start mixing in knights or if he's going to stick to horsemen. Okay, now, Zerton does not want to lose this army before the upgrades kick in. That would be a disaster. Okay, we have composite bows, veteran upgrade for archers. You know, he's trying to pull back here, doesn't want to take an engagement yet. And blacksmith upgrades for Valdemar aren't that great yet. I mean, now they are. He's finally getting his castle age. He's getting poisoned archers. That's good. And, you know, this one, Valdemar might take this fight here. I'm not sure. I mean, that's a lot of spears, actually. That's 23 spears. I take it back. He's not taking that fight. Reinforcements being cut off over here. 3rd relic being grabbed. You know, kind of a raid, but not really over there. And this army looks like it is going to be cleaned up here. And if you look at Zerton's, he has a good bank. He's got 1,300 food in the bank. He's still got berries that he can gather from. Still has gold. Still, you know, about to outgather that hunt. Composite bowed archers are done. I think, right? He did get composite bows. Yep. And I think with the way this game is played out, I'm not really sure. Like, I feel like his push is... He's still making a ton of units, so he's still got a little fight left in him, but he's just losing his army. He's kind of sputtering out a little bit. And look at that. Zerton can almost go Imperial Age if he wanted to. Now, I think that would be a mistake. I think he should be pumping out Knights, although he's still going to pump out... He's still pumping out Horsemen, but he didn't even get the Horseman upgrade. I really would prefer Knights, personally, but I don't think it matters that much in the grand scheme of things. More walls coming down. Look at these veteran spearmen moving across the map. And see, I mean, 67 military to 26. Very, very, very painful for Valdemar. He just doesn't have the right mass. I think he just made too many javelin throwers. Which, like I said, they don't do very well versus spears. So spears were lasting a lot longer than they should have. But with poisoned arrowed archers, now they're able to kind of push him back a bit. Ugh, sorry, I had to stretch. And I mean, Sofas are dying. We still have 12 spears. Sofas be dying. But I do think that Valdemar should be able to hold this off. Although you just look at Zerton's macro. He's just, units are just non-stop streaming. Like 164 pop to 82. Almost double the villagers, over double the military. Knights are finally making their way. In a straight-up engagement, Knights do beat Sofas. And I think we can say this is the beginning of the end for Valdemar. I don't see how he can hold this from this point. It just doesn't feel like he was ever able to get that mass that Malians can typically get due to the aggression that Zerton did. And I think the unit composition, I said it before, I don't know why I keep saying it. I'm a repeater. I'm going to call myself repeater. But yeah, the late transition to the archers I think hurt him the most probably. And I'm not going to be surprised if we see, oh, here we go. The keep drop. Where do we think he's going to drop the keep? I bet he's going to drop it right. I don't know if it fits here. If it fits here, he's going to drop it here. Ignore this. This is fake news. He's going to drop it here. Alright, villagers being executed. And stable is going to go down. No, Zerton, please! Please, don't prove me wrong. You should make it right here. He can't stop it. Like, this should be a GG keep. Just place it right here. I mean, this game is... I don't see a world in which Valdemar wins this. Like, he's even going to take this food now, too. Does have a few farms, which is good. I mean, Valdemar might hold this off. Sacred Site's not being taken as well. And this one's denied. And you know, Valdemar's trying his best. You know, he has that. He's raising his military. He's almost at 30 to the 60. Siege Workshop coming out here from Zerton. I mean, look at that wood and gold. He can just build mangonels and like trebuchets and so on. He's just gonna make rams. What am I talking about? Trebuchets? No. Rams it is. Which actually in this scenario, again, I'm fine with rams. Yeah, I agree. I really like how Zerton played this game. I think it was very well played by him. I mean, fighting under a keep, yeah, it's not going to work out very well. And now, you know, quadruple the military for Zerton. And GG is called. Zerton takes the series 3-1. As an Abbasid player, this was actually very educational for me to watch. I actually really liked how Zerton played this game. I thought it was very nice. He didn't let, Malians play their game. You know, in an ideal world, Malians would like to go cow boom against 3 TC Abbasid, get castle, and just attack after that. But he was forced to make units. Constant aggression from Zerton, never letting up, and eventually he just kind of crumbled because he never really got to get to that sweet spot for Malians because of it.